All right, so this is module 1, lesson 3. We are going to go ahead and find our files. I'm going to go to Schoology. Since we are behind one, it was actually in the third 9 weeks. That's okay. Wherever you have your student guided assignments, go ahead and go there. I'm going to open up the student guide M1. Student guide M1. All right. So for the student guide, make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Oh, you also need to see my screen. Let me go ahead and do that for you. Sharing the screen. There you go. And share. There we go. All right. So student guide, module 1, managing documents and options. I'm going to go down here to my status bar. And I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to stay in headings. And I'm going to go all the way down to lesson 3. Exit out of that. All right. So creating, opening, and saving documents. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to create a new document from scratch or from a pre-built template. So we're going to do some stuff in the backstage of Word and create a new document. So yeah. All right. So oddly enough, this one doesn't have any warm-up questions. So we'll try to get to those wrap-up questions later. All right, so creating new documents. One of the most fundamental things that you'll do in Word is create a document. In this topic, you'll learn which types of documents you can choose to get started. So a template is a document that contains pre-formatted content. So it's basically file. Most of the time we hit this blank document to get started, but there's also these really cool things here. And so we're going to look at templates in this, more templates. So if you wanted to jump off of somebody else's idea, templates is really full of some really great things like calendars. I can look up RESU resume. If I look up resume, here are some resumes. So if you want to do like this fancy photo resume or this bubbles resume, or even organic shapes, there's even a marketing resume in here. So whatever you really kind of think about you want to do for your resume, you can get a good idea in the templates and then jump off of it. But not only resumes, if you're in my class and you are looking to get a reference, actually I think we can actually do teacher reference. I could spell teacher correctly. That's TEAC. There you go. All right, so there's a reference from a teacher. So if you're in my class and you have an A, then you can ask me for a reference. You would write it because I don't know what you need a reference for. So if it's for a job or it's for a scholarship or even if it's I don't know, some opportunity. I will write you a reference if you have a name in my class. So you could go to this and you would write it and you could put in your GPA and your clubs or whatever other information you need to put in it. And then I will put it on Laverne letterhead, take your words, make it a little prettier and send it back to you in 48 hours. Now, if you have a B in my class, you need to ask permission before using me as a reference or asking for a reference. So just send me a quick email, shields@rcschools.net, and ask me if you have a B. If you have a C, I just will not write you a reference. If you can't keep up in class well enough to get an A or a B, I'm not going to write you a reference for you to get anything. If you have a D or an F, I will not only not write you a reference, but I will personally contact the person that you need a reference for. And I will tell them not to hire you, or I will tell them not to give you the job, or I will tell them that you don't deserve the scholarship. So I will actively work against you if you have a D or an F in my class and you ask me for a reference. All right, I'm hitting back. Facts cover sheet. So these are all templates. So let's just pick one. Say you had a meeting agenda. You could just hit create, and there's your times and there's your locations, and you can put that together just simply by clicking and changing the details. All right. Create a new document from a blank template. What's actually cool is if you hit Control N on your keyboard, you're going to open up a new document. So document one word will pop up only because I hit Control N. So that's just one of those keyboard shortcuts that we can use if you want to move quicker. That's what we just did. I got to sneeze. Ah. So that's what we just did. We looked at the new, we jumped through there and put our new template. We just played with these pre-built templates. Hey, we just searched the bar, so we're ahead of the game. There's posters, there's lost dogs, really anything that you could create in Word is going to have a template where you can not start from scratch, where you can use their information to start. The add or edit content, you're just going to basically click and then change the times and change the details of each template. It's really easy. Backstage view. So we went back to backstage view, and then this backstage view has the templates, and it's the search there for the things that you've done, and then hit more templates there if you want to do that. All right, so let's see what else is there. Opening and saving a document. There is not a real task for you to do yet in topic one. It's just basically being able to go to the file and then go to these templates and play around with that for a second, because there's nothing for you to turn in. You just need to know what that is. Now, topic two, we're going to the start screen. So we are jumping into Word on the start screen. The difference between save and savings. That's important for you to know the difference. So when I opened up this student guide, I pulled it off of Schoology and I open it up and it's in my downloads. So if I actually search my downloads, if I went to my files and I searched in my downloads, student guide M1 number 5 is right here, and that's what I'm working in. So from this screen, if I hit save, actually let's just do that. Let's hit file, just hit save. If I hit save, that's great. I'm saving it in my downloads. And so you're going to lose it because it's in your downloads and you're not going to know where it is. It's imperative that when you save things, you hit file, save as, OneDrive. So we've moved out of just the PC. We moved into the cloud. We're saving it into OneDrive. For this class, we're using Microsoft Word Imagine. This will be student guides, and we've already got it saved here. So if I save this one just for fun, I'm going to hit save. So now it's the student guide M1 with a 5 next to it. It's going to be saved in my OneDrive. And now my autosave is going to turn on. So the save as is like what destination do you want to save? It's very important that you do that. It's actually kind of better if you save it as far as the first thing that you do before you do your edits, because that way your autosave will be on and any changes that you made will be saved if the power goes off or the battery dies in your laptop. Oh, it's asking me to go over your recent pinned. So here's my recent documents that I've been working on. And then pinned documents are things that I've saved, and I don't pin my documents, so I don't really have that. And then shared with me are things that other people have created. So I was grading some papers today, and these are their items that they turned in. So that's pulling up as they were shared with me. All right. So knowing that's there is good. Home. Other recent documents, file, open. Again, go back to the pinned last week. You have all those recent things right there in your files, accessing it through the backstage. All right, so we've got our folders. We're using OneDrive as our folder, so I don't want that to confuse you. Multiple documents. As you become familiar with the Word, you'll be working on one document at a time. Whenever you hover over the Word icon on the taskbar, the Word icon on the taskbar, it's up here. You can preview or select any other Word documents. Word icon on the taskbar. I don't know what that's saying. Let's find out where that is. Let's see. Let's go here and see if it's.
Composing in line elements and then following text views. Then chat on the spot. While review and track changes, everyone can see them.
All right, I took a second look and I figured out what it was saying. It was saying hover over the word icon on the taskbar. It's down here. Hover over that, you can see what all you have open. Also, when you get to the point that you're doing your cornerstone, you go down here and you restore down. And then I come down and I open up, let's open up just this blank document. And I restore down. So now I have two documents on my screen. I can actually take one. So this will be your student guide. And I can open it up there. And then for your cornerstone, you can actually open this up, bring it over and share a screen. So if you are working on a document and you need to reference something from the student guide, you could bounce back and forth on one screen, having two files open at a time. That's going to be very beneficial when you do your cornerstone. Because remember, the cornerstone is just all the information that we're covering. And so it's just like an open book test too. So I will not be providing you a walkthrough video for your cornerstone. It's going to be you on your own. I'm going to save that. All right, so we did file, say we did all this. Now, right here, it's asking for your save as options. So this is something we haven't done yet. We discussed in a different video that all files are docs, DOC, document, but there are different file types. So zip file, let me actually turn this off. File, save as. I just willy-nilly hit save because I had it in my OneDrive. So I had it exactly where I needed it. But if I needed something other than a Word doc, I could save it in a different way. So if you have an older version of Word, like it was from 1997 to 2003, that was just a doc before they added some more elements to the platform. So if you are dealing with somebody with a really old computer, like a 20-year-old computer, the first thing you should do is tell them to get a new computer. The second thing you need to do is down save your document to just a doc as opposed to docx, so that they will be able to read the document. PDF is an outside of Word. So if you save it as a PDF, you're basically going to save it as like a picture where they're going to have limited ways that they're going to be able to edit it. Well, let's actually just save this as a PDF and see what happens. So this is the student guide that I'm saving as a PDF. It has thrown my computer offline. It does not like it at all. Let's see, is it going to come up for me? There it is. All right, so here it is as a PDF. I've had some other things open in a PDF lately. So it's more like a picture. You're not able to edit it as much. as you are Word. Like I'm trying to push, if you want to add text, the premium PDF tool that you modify and add images and but the basic PDF is kind of like sending a picture of a document. This would be good if you're sending a contract. I know that some of my contracts that I go with are PDF and there's an open file and the rest of it is locked where you can't use it. It also works better as a PDF if you're moving it to an Apple property, like if somebody has a Mac. Sometimes the DocX doesn't like to go over to Macs, so you can use PDFs in order to do that. So it's just a different way of saving the file. So let's go back to student guide. Oh, good, it's going down by now. And these are some ways we're going to save a file as one of these unique file types in this lesson. All right, so this is going to be the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this video. It should be what I just did.
You watch the options and look at all the other plans. These are the weapons. So what is the now select the webinar and then select publish.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this activity. All right, so you'll need the following resources: L3, T2, ACT white paper with your cover image document. So we're going to go find this. I know mine's in Schoology, so I can jump right here. I'm looking for L3. This is L1, so I need to go back one. M1. L3, T2, ACT white paper with cover image. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take my own advice. I'm going to go ahead and save it. So file, save as, OneDrive. I'm saving them in Microsoft Word, Imagine, Word M1, and I want to save it right here. So that way it goes on where my work won't be erased. So now I'm saved and I'm in the right space. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to take this author. I'm going to go to author here. I want to just take that out by hitting delete. I'm going to put our entire class. I'm going to go down here to select here to enter text. And I want to put the 3 line of information that we put on most of our stuff. So SH Shields, J, enter. Ooh, look how my cursor jumped way over there. I don't want it over there. But I'm going to go up here to paragraph. So I'm in the home tab, paragraph group, and I want to center it. Home tab, paragraph group, and I want to center it. So now I'm going to put period 0, and then my date is 03/13/13. Yes, and this is M1. All right, so go ahead and put that in your information. Put your own period, put your own date, put your own name, but just in that order. All right, I'm going to try to combine this and the second topic, just because it's so easy. We should go ahead and do it all. So all we have to do is go to the recent tab. So it's saved here. And so if I go down and then we can go to file. Still. So this is where I was before. Sorry for the confusion. L322. It's telling me to exit out. Go back. Now hit file. It should come up L3T2, like white paper recovery. So there it is. So I can open it right back where I was. It's in my recent documents. Not a lot to do there. All right, we want to save this as a PDF. So I'm going to turn off my autosave. I'm going to hit file, save as, and I'm going to bring this down so it says PDF. It's in OneDrive, Rutherford Schools document period 0 M1. I'm still in the same file. I'm still in the same folder that I was before, but you might need to make sure you're on the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up just so that you can see it again. So file, save as, OneDrive. In my OneDrive, I'm going down to my Microsoft Word Imagine. I'm on module 1, and I'm going to save it here in this module 1, L3T2. Save. It already replaced. You want to place this one? Sure. All right. So I went ahead and I saved it again right here. Now, what I did forget to do is file, save as. There I am. I forgot to go here and change it to a PDF my second time because I was worried about you finding the destination. So I'm going to save it as a PDF and hit save. It's going to get a little bad. It's a little choppy. Opens it up in Adobe. Remember, Adobe's Photoshop too, so it's got a lot of other things you can do. I'll go ahead and close all that. Close all these tabs. All right, so that's great. But when you go back and look at your files, and you look at things that are in your OneDrive, you're looking at things that are in our Microsoft Word Imagine period 0, and we're looking at module 1. It's got my Adobe file right there. So it's got a different little icon in front of it to tell you that it's a different type of file. We just created that. All right. There's actually just one more thing that we need to do, and that is create a plain text. So if you will scroll through here, just briefly, got table of contents. It's got some key findings. It's a picture of broccoli. It's got some tomatoes and stuff. And so this is what the file looks like. But if we go file, save as, still my OneDrive, still in my document, still in my Microsoft Word Imagine period 0, still in module 1. But this time I'm going to save it as a text file, plain text, TXT. So I'm changing the suffix to TXT this time. Yep, Windows default, all that's good, okay. And now when I go through and check it, so let's go back through, I'm back in my OneDrive. Here's my text icon. So I've got a PDF icon, a text icon, and a Word icon. I want to open this one up. And no longer has the pictures because I took the pictures away. And so it just has the strict text that you're sending over, almost like a WordPad. So again, different way to save. I really don't know how practical that is, how much I've never really used that. I haven't used a PDF. I've never used a plain text, but it wants you to know that it's there and you can send it over. All right. So I'm going to exit out of here. We are done with this. We're not going to save that. I'm going to go to my email and I'm going to email my teacher, whoever your teacher might be. So going to new email. You want to send it to me if you're in my class. I don't know who I should send it to. This is M1L3. And there are 3 files to attach. So I'm going to go to this paperclip right here, attach file. Browse this computer. I'm going to go to my OneDrive, going to Microsoft Imagine, and I'm going to M1. So it's these 3 that say lesson 3 on them. So I want to grab this one, we'll hit shift down, down. So basically I'm sending it one way with Word, one way in the PDF, and one in just pure text. And we'll hit open. So we'll put it right there and just hit send. And that is it for module 1, lesson 3. I did say we were going to take a quick look at those questions at the end. So why don't we just do that really fast? The good thing with Word is we can actually use the trick that we just learned. File, right here, the student guide in one, use my recents.
Let me see it first. Which one?
We want to go all the way down to lesson 3. Lesson 3. And we'll look at the wrap up at the bottom. So we did all this. We killed it.
No, wow.
We did that. All right, wrap up. So I'd like you to try to figure out these questions for your own, and I'll come back and I'll tell you the right answer. So first, to upgrade a document with a doc extension and have only one version of the file, you select which of the following. All right. Which keyboard shortcut can you use to save the document? Which methods can you use to open the document? To create a new Word document, you start with which of the following options. When you save a Word document, the other file type options include which of the following. To open a document, you can do which of the following. So push pause, find your answers, and I'll come right back with the correct answers. To upgrade a document with a doc extension and have only one version of the file, you select which of the following. File convert. File convert. Upgrade a document. Which keyboard shortcut can you use to save the document? Well, to save, you could use Control S. That is the keyboard shortcut. But that's just going to save it in whatever file you have it in. So if you just save this, like right now, this is back in my downloads. So I don't know, is it in my downloads or is that one? Nope, it's in my student guide, so it's in my OneDrive. So you could just hit Control S if you wanted to save it quickly. All right, which methods can you use to open a document? Well, you could do Control O would be opening a document, or you could select the file and hit open. That's what we usually do. When you select File tab and select Open, the default list of documents displayed is labeled Recent. It's the Recent tab that we went to. A 2019 Word file saves by default as what type? Well, Word 2019, we are DocX. I did talk about how some were just Doc before 2019, all the way to 2007. Some of them are some of the older ones are bad off, but Word 2019 is saved with a DocX. So we are working in 2019. 6, to create a new Word document, you start with which of the following? Well, there's a lot of answers here. You can open Word, create a new Word document. With Word open, select new and blank document, and with Word open, select your template and available thumbnail. So A, B, and C are correct. Number 7, when you save a Word document, the other file type options include which of the following? Well, we know it's Doc. That's the old school, 97. PDF or RTF. There is no ... So actually there is a ... Sorry. All of these are correct. I didn't even know there was a ... I'll say you guys, I'm talking about these up here. Oh, okay. What happens when I push that button? Ooh. Oh, a lot of stuff does that. come over. It's just because it's an older version of Word. So some of the things aren't supported. It's very similar. All right. And number 8, to open a document, you can do which of the following. Well, this one is basically everything, but for number 8, to open a document, you do which of the following. This is A, B, and C again. D is the only one that's right. And that wraps it up. We are done. We'll come back with lesson 4.